It was in December of 1978 that I found that I had a couple of spots on my left lung. I arrived at the Norfolk Norwich Hospital on a Friday morning at 9 o'clock, and I was out of his office by 9:15 with an envelope to go to the Charing Cross Hospital in Fulham Palace Road, 10 o'clock Monday mornings. They had some new treatment there which was quite revolutionary, and he thought I was a suitable candidate for that type of treatment. And that was my first encounter with the idea that there was something seriously wrong with me. Train journeys were a big part of chemotherapy treatment that I had at Charing Cross. There's no question about that. Every time that I get on the train, I'm flashing back to those days in 1978 and 79 when I was going to London for treatment.
This is the story of Norfolk's cancer charity. 35 years of Big C.
Your hair starts to fall out and your energy levels drop, and so each treatment is wearing you down, basically. And I've often said to people afterwards that, you know, whilst the treatment was pretty grim and unpleasant, the travelling backwards and forwards was equally hard, and if not, that was the thing that was killing me, basically. One particular time coming back, I remember in the Underground, I fell over, and actually people walked over me. And I decided that I would never, ever go down and use the Underground again. So that's a vivid memory I'll never forget. Still very difficult. I always use a taxi. It's surprising how it has affected me in that respect. Being here is in hospital in London, away from all your friends, away from your family and such like, you're on your own. So you are very isolated as far as that's concerned, and there are no support team here, apart from the brilliant medical team that you have, but there are no friends. Having had 8 or 9 days of chemotherapy, obviously body is very weak, and there's only one thing you actually want to do, and that's get home and sleep in your own bed. And, you know, realising that, hey, you're not 110%, you're not fully fit, but you've actually got to make that journey across London, which is like an epic journey. It's like climbing a mountain to some extent. And then you've got that second mountain to climb, which is that train journey home. It was very difficult, and I could never actually put into enough words how it felt and how traumatic it was. Into early February of 1979, I met another patient from Norfolk, a chap called Clive Bamford. And I remember one wet February afternoon, turned to him and I said, if I ever get out of this place, I'm going to try and do something to make sure other people shouldn't have to do what we're actually doing. It was an off-the-cuff remark, and it wasn't until 9 months later that he rang me up one day and he said, you remember what you said in London? And you know, it sort of really made me think. We thought we'd raise a few £1,000s just to improve and say thank you to the Norfolk Norwich Hospital, and we had no idea where it was actually going to lead.